Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got to discuss something involving the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me tell you something right now. I was just discussing this with the chief, and I'm telling you, this is a wild card team. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I know people got the Western Conference and they stacking in their rankings, but you better make sure you put the Memphis Grizzlies in the mix because I believe they
Yes.
coming with a jugular vein. John Morant came out, he spoke at a charity event where he did with the Memphis Grizzlies, where they did an amazing job giving back over 60,000 meals. I think that was special, and we all know the cameras and the microphones couldn't evade Mr. John Morant. He is the franchise after all out there in Memphis. They asked him about Zach Edey, and he said that he's definitely the rookie of the year, and he says he believes it's going to be easy too. So he added that extra emphasis, ladies and gentlemen. And this is Mr. John Morant, your favorite player's favorite player. He averaged last season just in 9 games, and he had the NBA on hush mouth. He averaged 25 points, shooting 47% from the field, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. And you telling me with Zach Edey in the mix, them assist numbers going up. I'm telling you right now. With Jaren Jackson, the list goes on. Memphis is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And who could blame him? John Morant, he spoke on what he did in college. We all know Zach Edey back in Purdue. This guy over 4 seasons, he won over 52 awards in 138 games to his college name. This guy, Zach Edey, averaged 18 points per game and 9 rebounds. And he's going to Memphis where they play tough. Now, I got my man Chief in the building.
Yeah.
Chief, what's your thoughts on Josh speaking this boisterous on Zach Edey? What's your thoughts on Memphis? Let's break it down.
Yes. Jaheim, brother. That's the name. That's what it is gonna be this year. Heem. Jaheim. There are many Heems in the NBA. And now he can have he can have a dynamic inside out game with Zach Edey. You know, when Ja Morant was healthy, the Grizzlies was like number 2 in the West, in that West. And they can return now. You got Zach Edey added to a team with Ja Morant. You still got you still got Desmond Bain. You still got Bain. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. at now over to the side. The defensive player, one of the defensive players of the year. Now, with Edey there. So that's just going to enhance his whole defensive prowess. You understand? You know, and then you got G.G. Jackson. They say he got hurt, but once he's healed, Gigi will be back in the mix. Then you got Marcus Smart there. You got Derrick Rose there. It's they got shooters. They got Kennard, and I mean, so it's the Grizzlies are back, and with Zach Edey flight, they're on that Grizzlies type DNA that I think that we have not seen since the days of Debo and Mark Gasol and Tony Allen and the rest of those guys. This team is put together something like that with that type of talent.
I totally agree with you. You brought up the guy by the name of Desmond Bain, and I'm telling you, as I was watching Memphis games last season, he really showed me this guy's got serious talent, and I think
What?
this guy could be a marksman. I'm telling you, he's got marksman capabilities at 6'5". This guy right here averaged 23 points per game. Shooting 46% from the field. But what I liked most was he shot 38% from three. I'm telling you, this guy is
Mm-hmm.
proven to be a reliable 3-point shooter. And now you got Ja, you got Zach. Of course, you're going to have Jaren Jackson. There's going to be a lot of attention, and there should be a lot of wide open shots, for Desmond Bain. Where do you see Memphis? Are they going back to the top 5, or do you think that they could? What's going? Where you see the ranking? Out
Bro,
west, if
out west.
everybody's healthy.
If everyone is healthy, I'd say top three. Top three. This is without. I mean, they was doing this without Edey. They can bring him along, right? You got Zach Edey. You got Zach Edey, and I saw him on some clips of practice. He's being active on defense. So you combine him already with Jaren Jackson Jr. It's going to be hard for it's going to be hard for you just to go in and get layups on them. And you got Grizzly, and then you put Marcus Smart on the front side of that defense. You know, so the Grizzlies is going to be a tough defensive team. Desmond Bain is just going to be wide open all the time because once Zach Edey gets comfortable, you already know that Ja Morant commands attention in a double team. Zach Edey, because of his height and because most of the centers are not as tall as he is, if he gets to cooking down low, he's going to require someone to come down to help. That's going to make it where Bain can be shooting the lights out, and also for the other players, all they have to do is be able to hit that open three. And if they're able to do that, Memphis is dangerous, bro. Memphis is dangerous. Very dangerous.
Right. You're absolutely right about that, man. What do you see Ja Morant, out in terms of they say he's the face of the league and things of that nature? He went through a crazy situation these past, last season and some change. How do you see him overcoming all of that with this season? No baggage, no nothing. How do you see him looking to put some of this negative stuff behind him? What's your thoughts on that?
All he has to do is just stay focused and keep the main thing the main thing. You know, all the other issues off the court, they have Nike and the rest of the NBA have kind of helped him with his imagery and PR. You know, just don't fall back into some foolishness like he did the last time when they did this. To put the toys down. You're a grown man now. And you're the head of a franchise, and possibly John Morant. If his team does the way it does, and Ja's cooking the way he's cooking, then you can argue for All NBA for Ja. You can argue that. You can argue it for him. Because his team is cooking and his team is winning, and he's of course the franchise player of that. So that should be his focus immediately this year, getting back in
Right.
that conversation.
Right, I totally agree with you. What do you think about his future chances with Team USA?
I think, well, see, it depends. The international game is different, like, so it depends on what they want, right? His shooting, his playmaking, Ja is spotty on his shooting, although he's gotten way better. They may want a guard that can shoot the ball, that can consistently shoot the ball from the outside. Ja can Ja can get to the basket anytime he wants, but it depends what Team USA want. Although I believe Ja is in Nike family, so that may influence them pulling him in there as well. I had to drop that in there, flight.
Totally agree with you. You already know what it is, man. I appreciate you, man. Listen, there's going to be a lot more breaking news involving the Memphis Grizzlies with Zach. I'm expecting them to have an unbelievable season. Make sure you check out Flight Sports and Chief. Let them know where they can find them.
Try sports media, baby.
You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace and love.